out there, sword friends? Today I'm bringing you another video. Welcome. We're going to be stropping, using a leather strop to sharpen up a katana. But before I go into the video, I want to talk directly to my subscribers. Guys, I'm trying my best to get to 500 subscribers. I need your help to get to that point. And when I reach 500 subscribers, or prior to reaching 500, I'm going to be giving out a free gift. Possibly like a knife or something like that. I haven't really decided yet. Still got a ways to go before I get there. So if you're new to the channel, if you can hit the subscribe button and maybe hit the bell icon and take a look at my videos, it'll help me out a lot. And if you are my subscribers or whatever, just if you can get me some more people, some more traffic to the channel, it'll be great. Quicker I get to 500, quicker I can give out a free gift. I'm going to do that at 500. I'm doing that at like 500 subscriber increments. So like 500 is going to be maybe a knife. Maybe at 1,000 subscribers, I'll probably give out like some kind of a sword or a wakizashi or a tanto or something like that. So any help will be appreciated to get to my 500 mark. So on with the video, guys. All right, guys. Today I'm going to be talking to you about stropping, leather stropping. Now, leather stropping in terms of sharpening knives has been around, I don't know, probably for about 100 years now. I remember my grandfather used to have that like leather, that long leather looking belt that he used to basically take his knives and used to kind of just go back and forth, back and forth. I'm sure you can see videos of it. I'm sure you probably have like an older fellow in your family that you probably remember him doing that. My father was a barber, and back then they used the same blade. And I remember him, as a kid when I used to work in his barber shops, sweeping up the floors and stuff like that, because that was my duty. I remember before they give anybody a shave, they would take that blade and just have like a little leather strop, and he would go back and forth and strop it up. So leather stropping is not anything new, obviously. It's a lot more commercialized now in terms of the products they sell. You can get things on Amazon that are specially made for that. People who own knives know about stropping. They've been stropping, forever. As soon as they started their knife collection, because it's a great tool to keep your knife sharp. Something that is kind of new now, and I'll give a shout out and all the credit to Eric Hussein, fellow YouTuber of mine, introduced me to stropping swords and knives and all that. He is, of course, the king of sharp. And he actually made up a video for me where he actually showed me how he did it. So it kind of helped me out in terms of trying to find my way of doing it to make it work for me. But leather stropping. So basically, what is it? If you're not familiar with it, it's basically a piece of leather with basically one type of strop. Okay, this kind of looks like something my mother used to hit me with when I was a kid. No, I'm just kidding. My mother's a great lady. She never hit me. Was a good boy too. So basically it's the leather attached right to this wooden board here, and with a handle so you can hold it. This is actually a really nice design piece here. And you kind of just take the knife or anything, you just kind of go back and forth, equal on each side. I'll show you how to do it. We're going to go with the overhead camera and show you how to do that. But just to give you a little introduction on it. So basically the leather stropping, works really great with a katana. And the reason being, I also have a work sharp. Not going to bring that out. It's too much of a project, but I'll show you a picture of it on screen. The work sharp is great for sharpening up your katana or knife if it needs to be sharpened. You have a couple different belts there. It's a belt grinder. You have a couple different belts there that you can go in if it's like a damaged blade or anything like that. You can bring it back into form, bring it to an edge or a different type of edge that you want. And then you have different belts like fine, extra fine and all that. And finally, maybe a stropping belt that you can use at the end. And that'll give it a really nice polished, really ultra sharp edge, which is a fantastic item. But you can't be using the work sharp on your katana all the time. And I wouldn't recommend using it at all, to be honest with you, because if you purchase a katana that's already sharp, you want to just be able to maintain the sharpness. You don't want to go back and, screw up the edge every time you do it, because you got to be really good at using the work sharp. So the best thing that I found to use on a katana, which again is already sharp. Now, I'm not talking about using on a katana that's dull. It's not going to work on a dull blade. It's not going to work on an edge that's damaged or rolled or anything like that. Because obviously, if you use a strop on like a damaged blade or something that's rolled, you're going to cut up the leather. It's just basically not going to work. But it's not going to work with a dull blade. For the reason being, it doesn't really take metal off the blade or do a lot of that convex edge type of thing. What it basically does is it brings the angles of the blades together. It takes out any burr in the angles and it brings the blades together to give it a really nice ultra sharp point to an already sharp edge. So what this leather stropping is for is just to maintain a sharp edge. You can leather strop pretty much as you want. I don't know if you can strop your katana too much. I probably can, but you can comment if I'm wrong. Anything I'm saying wrong, please comment, guys. I know there's a lot of other people that know a lot more about stropping than I do. But basically, you can decide to use the leather strop right after every cutting session, maintain a sharp edge. If you do this religiously, after every time you cut with it, your blade is going to basically stay and remain sharp from cutting session to cutting session. It's fantastic. You'll see the difference right away after doing it even for like 15 minutes. Again, with a sharp edge, run it through a leather strop, up and down the blade on each side. For about 15 minutes, you'll see immediately it's going to become crazy sharp. So I'm going to show you a demonstration with the overhead cam here and show you how I do it. And again, you guys can comment after I'm done if I'm doing something wrong. I think I got a pretty good idea of how to get it done now because I've had some pretty good results bringing some blades back to life that I actually worked with, like the whetstones, kind of screwed up some of my blades with the whetstones because you really got to be patient, know what you're doing with that. And that's not me. I'm not really that patient. And I actually, I brought it to a good edge with the workshop, but with the leather strop, I kind of just brought it all home. I mean, it's ultra sharp now. You can see a test immediately after you cut paper, how fine it cuts, how, effortlessly, how smooth the cut is. It doesn't just kind of, cut along and where it's not giving you a fine, even cut. You'll see that difference when after pre and post leather stropping. So let me shut up. Let me show you a little demonstration of it, and hopefully it's for you. So let's take a look. All right, guys. So here we have two leather strops. Okay, the first one here, which I showed you already, is like the one with the handle. It's two sides here. Okay, where you can. I'll show you what you can do with the two sides, and then the next one is a stropping block. Okay, made in Ukraine. It's Beavercraft. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's a Beavercraft brand. It's a really good brand, pretty solid, not too expensive. They're about $30. This one was about $40. It's because it's a little bit longer. This was I think came out to like about $30, and this is just the actual block. Okay, where you can use it like this, or you can keep it like on a tabletop, and it's actually pretty good where you can kind of hold it in your palm if you want to use it for a knife or something like that. So that'll kind of work. But I found that I use this on a katana where you hold it upside down and you kind of go back and forth. Honestly, my strop of choice would be something like this, where you have the handle, you have a little bit more control on it, and you can kind of get in there. So now what this also comes with, got a little instruction thing. Learn how to make your knives razor sharp. Indeed, guys, indeed. So what both these packages come with is it's a compound agent. And this compound agent just is made they give it to you because if you really want to bring it to like that ultra sharpness, the compound agent is kind of just going to bring you there. I wouldn't recommend applying this every single time because it can kind of get messy and it'll wear out on you and you really don't need it. You could apply it once, and then you can kind of just leave it on there, and you could probably get maybe 6 or 7 up to 10 stropping sessions, and then you could reapply it again. So basically, the good thing about this one is it has two sides. So if you want to just put the compound agent on one side and just leave it there, and then you want to just have the clean edge. So I would say maybe go with the compound agent. Compound agent is also going to give it a little bit of a shine, but it's more for the purpose of giving you really that ultra sharpness. And then you could go on the clean side and kind of just finish it off with a couple of passes here. So I find that this double-sided leather strop is great. So basically, it's a solid, it's a solid piece of wood. You have the leather. Try to get that in the camera here. Leather is kind of just glued in here. Okay, it's kind of has a burr on here from using the leather. You're gonna get that. It's glued on each side. It can come apart if you kind of nip this edge with the blade. It can kind of come apart little by little, so you want to just be careful not to nip it and just kind of just glide it off the leather so nothing happens to it. But it's sturdy. I mean, this thing is solid, so it's never going to slip out of your hand. It's very sturdy and rigid, where you basically have easy control, your wrist, and you can get some good sharpening sessions with it. So I'm going to try to actually put some of this compound agent on. I've never actually used it before. I think I used it on this side once or twice. So basically what you do is just kind of just spread it across, kind of like chalk, you're kind of just like coloring it in. You want to get all around the leather. You don't need tons of it. I think what the directions say is that like once it's kind of all like a green color, you can kind of stop. All right, so I think that's a little sloppy, but it's kind of good enough. It'll work. This guy back in here. Get rid of these guys. Work with a Hanway Practical XL. I did a cutting session with this. I haven't stropped it before. I mean, it's still, the Hanways, they come really, really sharp out of the box. So, this thing is sharp as it is. Even with the cutting session, it did not diminish the sharpness level of the edge. But I definitely want to strop it just to maintain that sharp edge and also bring it to that more next level of sharpness. So we're going to attempt to do this. Now, this is not the way I normally do it. Normally, the way I do it is just kind of, you kind of just rest this on your lap, and while you're sitting down, and you kind of just slide it back and forth, okay, on your lap. For demonstration purposes and doing like this, probably going to feel a little awkward, but I'll give it a shot. And I don't think you want to be staring at my crotch the whole time while I'm stropping. So I figured this is the best way to get it done. So what you want to do is kind of get like a balancing box or someplace where you can place the sword, because you need some space to basically angle in, when you strop it. So let's give that a shot. Okay, so here's my katana. So I'm basically just going to rest it on top of here. I should bring it right here to the center so the camera can see it perfectly. All right, so this is where I'm going to sharp. I'm going to go in. So basically, you kind of just go back and forth. You keep the strop on one side, and you kind of just go back and forth. Okay, actually need a little more space. Tripod's hitting me. So you do it like that. So I'm going to attempt to do this like this, demonstration purposes, and then I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to finish up the sharpening. Probably take about 15 minutes. I don't think you want to stare at me stropping things for 15 minutes, but I'm going to give you a little demonstration how I get it done. So basically, you can take the compound side right over here. You could start from the spine. You could start from the Kasaki, whatever you're more comfortable with. I usually start from closer to the suka, the handle. So basically, I'll go in just like this. Put a little bit in an angle here. Now you want to basically take it and you want to kind of angle it. Try to get this into the camera. You want to kind of angle the strop in, okay? You want to try to angle it in to the point a little bit, okay, and just bring it up. You'll hear it. You'll basically hear it if you're doing right, because it's kind of like it's the sharp end is scraping. Now, the way you want to do it is also you want to go away. You want to go with the edge. You don't want to go against the edge with the sharp end, because you're going to cut up your strop, and that's not the way you strop. You want to go basically with the edge, not against the edge, because you're going to cut up your leather strop. It's going to last you for about 5 seconds. You can throw it out. So you definitely want to go with the edge. So let's give it a shot. Again, don't mind me if this is awkward. I just don't normally do it like this. All right, so basically you go here like this. We'll start out here like this. Bring the mic down so you can kind of hear the sound that it makes, if you can. All right, so we'll start right over here and just basically angle it in. Turn it a little bit on the point. You want to go with the edge, and that's it. And basically you go here like this, turn it over here. Now you're going to go with the edge. You're going to go to you because the edge is pointing towards you. So basically you want to go find the edge, and then just once you find the edge, you angle it the right way, and just pull it towards you. You can almost feel it getting sharp. Then as you get good at it, you kind of just it's so awkward doing it like this. Once you kind of get good at it, you can kind of do this a lot faster. It'll break something for sure. You know, it's actually kind of therapeutic. It's actually very relaxing. You might find yourself falling asleep while you're doing it. Definitely don't. All right, try it one more time, because you want to even it out. You want to start with one end and end with the other end, so this way you have an even amount of strop on each side. Same thing as, you know, with any type of sharpening. You definitely want to do about the same amount on each side. It's not as critical with the leather strop, but you definitely want to keep the same thing on each side, so you align the edges in the right way. All right, so I probably did about 5 passes. You can feel the sharpness already. But I'm going to actually work on this off camera, and I'm going to come back to you. We're going to do a little paper test and see how. I'm going to show you how sharp this thing can get. All right, guys, I'm back. So stropped this thing for about 10 minutes or so. Could have went a little bit longer, but just want to get this video done. You notice that after stropping, don't know if you can see it, but there's a couple little like the leather shavings on the katana. You can see a little bit over there too as well. So what you want to do after stropping, you definitely want to wipe that off. So what I usually do is I'll take a little bit of alcohol, okay, on each side, and just kind of clean it up. Get rid of all that leather burr off the edge. Get it nice and clean. And obviously, if you're going to store it, you definitely want to oil it up a little bit, get it ready for storage, but you definitely don't want to leave any of that leather or the compound actually too. If you're using the compound on it, you definitely don't want to get any of that compound or leather back into your saya. So you definitely want to wipe it down nice. Don't forget the spine. Don't forget the point. Just go in on each side. All right, it's actually cut my napkin already. If you see little spots of the leather, make sure you go around the edge to make sure there's no spots of leather anywhere. Do this without cutting my fingers off. All right, so that's basically it. Get rid of this guy. So, blade looks great. Okay, sharpness. Yeah, that's pretty sharp. Again, I mean, I would normally strop this a little bit longer. I mean, you probably need to get a couple sessions in before you get used to it. I'll do a preliminary cutting test. There you go. Yep, that's sharp, my friends. That is sharp, my friends. That's post stropping. There you go. There's your slice. Oop, gonna break something. Perfect. So you notice that after the stropping, you notice that it used some of the compound here, but you see that there's still a lot of compound left, okay, that can be used. So you don't really need to apply it all the time. And you have the clean side that stays clean. So you definitely only want to put the compound on one side of the stropping tool. And you really don't need to apply it every single time. I mean, some people told me they don't apply it they only apply it until after 10 times because the compound kind of stays on there. You don't want to gunk up the blade with it. But, you know, it's up to you. If you want to put it on like every 2 or 3 times, listen, it's all kind of like a trial and error. I mean, I can show you how to do it. It's hard to demonstrate, but you got to kind of have a feel for it, where the edge is and what angle you kind of go with the edge. And you really need to hear the sound of that scraping sound. You know you're doing it right. Because if you're going in from here, you don't hear anything. But if you go with it against the edge, you hear it a lot more. So you know you're doing it right. Yeah, definitely give this a shot. I think you're going to really love basically using the leather strop to maintain the sharp edge of your blade. You're going to love it, because it's going to stay sharp all the time. And it's going to also, you don't need to have to bring it to a workshop eventually, because eventually it is going to get dull as you use it. And if you don't need to bring it to a workshop and you could just stop it all the time, that's all you really need to do. And you keep the original edge that the manufacturer intended it to be without having to change it up. And I think it's a fantastic way with the leather strop to keep that edge. Now, this is not the only thing that I use it for. Sharpen up all my knives. This is my AD10, always in my pocket. And you know, with the knives, obviously it's a lot easier. With katana, it's a little harder. But with a knife, basically, you just take it, go with the edge, go with the edge, go to the other side. When you have the point, just kind of dip in as you get to the top. And if you get good, when you get good at it, you kind of just, it'll be a lot faster. Okay. I'm going to show you one that I really worked on a lot. I mean, this is a BPS Adventurer here. This is just known to be a very sharp knife out of the box, but I actually did strop this a little bit more too. Okay, the same type of way here. This is a carbon steel, so actually it's going to sharpen up really well. But this thing I worked on with the strop for a while, and I really got this thing crazy sharp. So, enter. Look at that. Crazy sharp. Slices, no effort. It's like butter. Feels great in the hands. And this I really stopped for a while. Get that in there. So there's a stropping for you guys. I'm a big believer of it. I thank Eric Hussein for introducing me to it. He's been stropping his katanas and knives for years. And he got really good at it. I mean, if you look at his videos, I mean, we call him the master of sharp for a reason. I mean, his stuff is crazy sharp because he's paper tests that cutting paper in midair. I mean, he's really good at it. He's been practicing stropping for a while, and he constantly maintains his edges. So it's definitely something you want to consider. If you guys want me to put a link in to where you can purchase this thing on Amazon, you can definitely comment to me, and I'll put it into the description. And I hope this session helped you out a little bit. All right, guys, I hope this stropping video helped you out a little bit. Wearing the Yankee hat. Got to support my team. Baseball season is coming. Hopefully we have a good year this year, but we'll see what happens. I feel like I had to make this stropping video. I'm a firm believer of it now. It's really helped me out to get an edge that I've been looking for on my katanas without that much trouble dealing with whetstones and belt grinders and all that. Again, you don't need to go with belt grinders or workshop, which is a great item unless you have a damaged blade, it's a dull blade, and you really need to get the edge back to life. But once you have that edge, guys, on your knives or katanas, use this strop. Try it out. I think it's really going to give you the sharpness that you need from cutting session to cutting session. You use it right in between every cutting session. It's going to keep that sharp edge with your katana at all times. And it'll also help with basically not the blade won't get damaged because it'll have a sharp edge to be able to go through your targets, and you won't have any bad hits where it's going to force the blade to kind of roll or bend or anything like that. So it'll probably give you a little bit more longevity on the blade as well by keeping that nice, strong, sharp edge. So I hope this helped you out a little bit. Again, I'll get you a link into if you want to comment, and I'll put a link into the description for you. And this way you can go in and take a look at it on Amazon. There's a couple different ones. I mean, Beavercraft is a good make. But there's a couple different makes that, a lot of companies make some really good leather stropping blocks and all that. So you can take a look to see what might strike your fancy there. So again, I hope this helped you out a little bit, and keep your stuff sharp, man. That's what it's all about. That's why we're in this sword craft thing. You want to keep everything sharp, keep everything, take care of your blades, wipe them down, oil them up, take care of them. They'll last you a lifetime. They really will. So again, back to the what I said for the beginning of the video, guys. If you can help me out, get as many subscribers as possible. I'm really trying to hit 500. I got a little ways to go, actually a long ways to go, but I want to hit that 500. As soon as I hit that 500 mark, I'm definitely going to try to give something out to whoever subscribed to my channel. Like again, it'll probably be like some kind of a knife or something like that. And I want to do it at 1,000. I'm going to probably get in a sword at 1,000. So if you guys could help me out to help me build my channel, I really appreciate it. Share my channel out to anybody who's interested in these sword reviews. And that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for watching as always. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Keep your stuff sharp. Eric Hussein, thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks for introducing me to this thing. And peace out, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.